Well, good evening everyone, and what a good day it is. Some very good news. We have dropped down into level 2 restrictions now, which is even better. The rates were that low. We could have moved into level 2 last week, but you do have to stay on the same level for 2 weeks. So we have dropped down into level 2, which is absolutely brilliant. I will just run through what exactly that means in terms of the levels. We were in level 3. We're now going to move to level 2, which means 75% capacity on the terraces, 50% indoors, so a little bit more indoors, maximum groups of 8 now, which has gone up a little bit, and also now a closing time of 2 AM. So it did change from 12 to 1, now it's changed from 1 to 2, which is absolutely brilliant. You do obviously still have to wear your masks indoors if you go into the toilets, in the restaurants, in shops you've got to wear a mask as well, shopping centres, got to keep your distance as well from people. But absolutely brilliant level 2. It does just show how much of a decrease in cases we have, and also the great uptake of the vaccine as well. Putting those numbers up really does help. So that is the brilliant news from Tenerife, and it's going to be a big difference being in level 2 as well. You're going to get a bit more action. As I said in the last update, karaoke has started again. Little bits and bobs like that, starting again up until 2 AM as well now. We really are starting to get back to normal now, which is absolutely brilliant. There is a few articles in here that I will run through with you. One of them is a big article about how it's going to be a busy winter, basically. There is a lot of statistics coming out. Winter is coming and tourism recovery is now just around the corner. We are very heavily tourism based, especially in the winter months. Winter sun from October right through to March is normally extremely busy in the Canaries, particularly Tenerife. Down to level 2, we are going to see a big surge in bookings now. I think more of the airlines doing more flights, more hotels opening. The furlough scheme is starting to end over here. They're going to extend it a little bit, but a lot of people are coming back off the air to now. A lot of people are finding new jobs. A lot of bars are advertising. The likes of YOLO and Los Cristianos were looking for a few people this week. Jobs are popping up. It's great to see. It really is. A couple of other things to run through that jumped out at me. There was a bit of an interesting one. If you do walk around in Las Americas, as I do, along the promenade quite often, a falling palm tree actually injured 3 people the other day in Las Americas. It did just randomly split and fall down. A couple of people were taken to hospital. Nothing too major, thankfully, but bit of a strange one, that very random. Hopefully, thankfully, they seem okay. It could have been a lot worse if you think of the weight of a palm tree. Just thought that was an interesting one. They were talking about it a lot on the radio about that one. And the Canary Islands enters yellow alert due to volcanic risk in La Palma. They are keeping a close eye on the volcano in La Palma. There has been a bit more activity. All it means is they do have to inform us that they're monitoring it a lot more now. There's no huge risk of an eruption or anything right now. They just have to make it public that they're monitoring it, and there is a bit more activity going on. They've been monitoring it over the last year or so. In particular, it seems to be the last year or so there's been a lot more activity on it. But yeah, basically they just have to inform the public that they're monitoring it. That's all it is. Yellow, it's not, imminently going to erupt or anything like that, thankfully. But it's interesting. There is big articles about it. If that is something that interests you, volcanic activity and things, there's a lot of information about it. If that's something that might interest you, I will leave the link in the description for all of that. And basically that is pretty much it. That's all I had to run through. Fantastic news. Everyone here is buzzing. We're very happy. We did expect it. We've worked very hard to get on it, so you should now be on your booking.com, your search engine, searching for your holiday to the Canaries. It's going to be busy, which is exactly what we needed. Weather is still fantastic. Excursions still very busy. Still about a week's waiting list for those. Other than that, not much has changed. The recovery is going on. In terms of my business, we did add a couple of new cars this week, which have been very difficult to get. A lot of the companies now, the dealerships are not even selling to rent-a-cars. They did tell me we can only sell to private people, so the car situation is still very difficult, but it does just show how busy things are. And a lot more restaurants starting to get ready to open. A few of the hotels in Las Americas getting ready now. I think this news will spare a lot of them on. The busiest areas do seem to be Los Cristianos and Adeje Fania Bay. Las Americas the last week seems to be very quiet to me from what I've seen. A few people will probably completely disagree, but Las Americas, when I've delivered a couple of cars there and I've been out and about, seems to be much quieter than Los Cris and much quieter than Adeje, so we'll keep an eye on that one. I do think maybe with the hotels, a lot of them being closed, does contribute a lot to that, but we shall find out, see if it resurges over the next couple of months. But that's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. There's loads of Tenerife videos on the channel, excursions, live videos, restaurants, all kinds on there, so do hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up on the video, drop your comments. When are you planning to come to Tenerife, and have you booked? And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook as well. I do post all kinds of little bits throughout the day, little stories and things of what we're up to. Keep you in touch with Tenerife. But for now, that is it. I'll let you enjoy that news. Thank you very much for watching. Stride on, and I will see you next week for a little update. Let's see if anything else changes. Stride on.